Hello, everyone. Come on into the webinar. My name is Linda Peavy, and I'm going to be your host for this afternoon. I am so glad that you decided to join because we're going to talk about how you can, yes, still get grants as a woman-owned business or a woman-led nonprofit, even in this crazy grant world that we're dealing with right now with all of the cuts. So, yes, you can still get grants. So I am so glad that you hopped on. Let me know where you're coming in from. My name is Linda Peavy. I'm in the land. And just so you all know, there's some really bad construction going on where I am. So hopefully I will not have to move over to my laptop. But if I do, that's what I'm going to do because I need to get this information to you. And so again, if the noise gets too loud, if it gets disruptive, I'm going to have to do a quick change over to my laptop in another area. So let's get started. Again, I'm in the land. I'm in the land. Go Cavs, go Cavs. We swept the Heat last night. All right. So Andrea's coming in from Minnesota, Carissa from Pennsylvania, Teresha from beautiful Colorado. Yeah. Oh, I've been all throughout Colorado, Colorado Springs and Pikes Peak and Denver. All of these places I've been to. Minnesota. I used to live in Pennsylvania for about 10 years. Been to beautiful St. Louis. Hello, Ashley. Serena's coming in from Texas. I've been all throughout the great state of Texas. And Katura, Miami. I was just in Miami last year. Tara, California. Yes, spent quite a bit of time in California. Is it Georgia? Is that it? Or Georgia? Coming in from beautiful West Palm Beach, Florida. And Dana from Pittsburgh. Uh-oh, Dana. I'm not going to hold that against you. I'm not going to hold those Pittsburgh Steelers against you because I'm in Cleveland. And Aaliyah from South Jersey. Let's get started because I have a lot of information to share with you that you're going to need to know that's really important because a lot of this information that you've been getting about grants incorrect. All right, so I'm here to cut through this chaos. I'm going to get started right away. I'm going to share my screen. Good morning, Relissa. Where are you coming in from? Relissa, I see you have a little sunshiny there. So where are you coming in from? All right, I'm going to share my screen now. And as I always say when I share my screen, come on through technology because we are live and you never know, right? You never know with this technology, but it is looking good. All right, so we are up and going. Let me make sure everybody is in the right place. Grant writing for women-owned businesses and women-led nonprofits. And yes, this is my live noon session. All right, so some information about me so that you know who I am. Yes, they call me the grants queen because I have won, not just written, won over $17 million in grants. And this is year 17 of me owning my company, LaPav Consulting. Every one of those years, I have been a professional grant writer. I give grant writing workshops all over the country. I was in Seattle a couple of months ago where I do some private sessions. I also teach grant writing for many different organizations from the Urban League to Goldman Sachs. And I'm a proud alumnus, by the way, of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program. And my undergrad and graduate degrees are from the University of Akron. Go Zips, go Zips. Now, I have a business, but I used to lead a nonprofit. So I've been on both sides of this coin. So I want to know who is here with me today. Let me know in the chat, are you a small business, meaning you could be a sole proprietor or an LLC or a partnership or an S Corp, right? Or maybe you're a nonprofit, or maybe you are both. So let me know, for-profit, nonprofit, or maybe you are both, right? So let me know in the chat who is here with me today. Stacy says both. Excellent. Oh, Verlisa, you're in Colorado Springs, right? Pikes Peak. I've been to the top of Pikes Peak. A sole proprietor seeking to open a nonprofit. Excellent. Sole proprietor, trying to start, but do we have nonprofit organizations? All right. And Teresha, both. Georgia, small business, LLC. So I have a mix of both. So here's the good news. This is very important for you to hear. There are grants for both. There are grants for small businesses and there are grants for nonprofits, right? So you're in the right place. All right. How did I get here though? How did I get in this grant space? Because I used to be a publishing executive in Pennsylvania, right? Someone is here from Pennsylvania. I lived in Valley Forge, right? Historical Valley Forge, not too far, about 30 miles west of Philly. And I had this great job traveling all over the world. Then I got hurt. When I got hurt, literally the bottom fell out because I went from traveling the world in this great position to literally putting everything I own in a storage unit in Cleveland, Ohio, coming home in a wheelchair and moving in with my sister. And I stayed that way for 4 years. And for 2 years, I couldn't even work. I literally couldn't even stand when I got here. But after 2 years, I could finally work. I was willing enough to work. But you know what? Then I couldn't find a job because my experience was in professional publishing, right? Cleveland, Ohio is not the publishing mecca of the United States, right? So I couldn't find a job. That is when I started Lebov Consulting because I like to eat and I like to have a roof over my head. And so I started my own company, and it's been 17 years. Well, one of my first positions as a contractor was to lead this nonprofit. When I got there, I don't think I was there for 2 weeks before I was called into the board of directors office and told that I had to write a grant. To save my salary, I literally had to write a grant that would pay for my salary for the entire year. People, I had never seen a grant before. Do you hear me? I had never seen a grant before. I had zero knowledge of grants. But you know what? I researched. I wrote that grant. I won that grant. It paid for my job for that entire year. So I'm here to let all of you know it is very possible for you to have never written a grant before, to have zero grant experience, to be able to research and write and win grants, right? So I'm going to show you how you can do this, and you can do this. All right. It also let me know the connection between what you can do with grant money, right? I hear from you. I know you're tired of using all of your own money, right, to fund your organization. Are you tired of using your own money? Give me a yes if you're tired of using your own money, right? Or maybe you just need to hire help. Maybe you're tired of wearing all 20 hats in your organization, like all 20 hats in the organization, right? This is free grant money that we're talking about that can literally give you relief. Why not try to use somebody else's money to hire help, right? Or to even open. Some of you, I'm reading what you put into the chat, you've not even opened yet. How about some startup grant money, right? This is free money. So I'll talk more about what you can do with grant money. What else will I talk about today? Why we are here, why more so than ever before. This is important. There's an opportunity for you that you don't even realize about what's going on with these grant cuts. I'm going to show you what that is and give you an update about what's going on with grants. But I'm also going to show you how do you prepare to apply. You've got to be grant ready. And then what is it that you're writing in that application so that you are getting noticed by organizations that literally want to fund you as a woman-led organization. And then I'm even going to show you how to conduct the grant research so that you're finding these organizations that want to give you funding, right? We didn't come to play today. I need you to get this information because what I'm seeing coming from the media, a lot of it is incorrect, all right? And then I have a bonus surprise for you. I have a list of available grants. Yes, available grants. And then we're going to do a Q&A. Now, speaking of Q&A, this is not the time for you to be shy. I need for you to ask questions in either the Q&A chat or the webinar chat, either one, but just choose one, the Q&A box or the webinar chat. All right. And I will answer every single question at the end of the webinar. All right. And I'm here to help you because you need help navigating what is going on in the grant world. Because I'm here to help you, you're going to get a copy of this replay for free. All right. I'm not going to charge you for the replay. I'm not putting some expiration date on the replay. You will get it tonight. It will be free. You'll have it forever. So you know to come back to this replay to learn how to get you grant money. All right. Everybody good with that? Yes, yes, yes. All right. All right. Now, why are we here? We're here because we as women leaders, we need access to money. And guess what? It shouldn't always be about loans, right? Are we tired of hearing about loans? I am. We're talking about grant money because grant money is what? Grant money is free to you, right? You don't pay grant money back. But this is what I need for you to know. You can do this. You can write a grant. Grant writing is not what it used to be. You're not sitting in some corner writing some 500-page document over the course of 3 months. Some of these grant applications are what, 3, 4 pages. But there is a method, there is a process to winning. And that's why it's very important that you have a community that can support you, that you know where to go when you ask questions, right? I'm huge on communities when it comes to grant writing because you need that level of support. All right. So, yes, there's a process to winning. That is what I've learned after having won over $17 million. Now, let's talk about what's going on with grants. And here's where the misinformation is just permeating. Yes, the federal grants have been cut, right? Yes, we know that. However, this is what you need to understand. Federal grants do not equal all grants. Grants come from thousands of resources. I rarely even talk about federal grants because they're difficult to get. They're usually very large dollar. You do need experience, significant experience, and usually they like for you to partner, right? So I talk about private, community, family, and corporate foundation grants. And guess what? They're still plentiful, right? So please don't assume that just because the White House is cutting grants, that there are no grants. There are billions of dollars in grants available. And that is what I'm going to share with you today. All right. But what I need for you to do is always consider how you diversify your funding. I don't want you putting all your eggs in the grant basket, especially now the eggs are what, like $12 a dozen. I don't want you putting all those eggs in a basket. Yes, seek grants, but also seek your sponsorships and your individual donations and your corporate contracts. And by the way, for you small businesses, yes, you can be a solopreneur and get a corporate contract. They're not just for the major conglomerates, all right? You can be a coach, a consultant, and get a corporate contract. So we're not putting all those expensive eggs in one basket, all right? Now, here is the opportunity. People are assuming that there are no grants. People are not applying for these grants because they're still under the assumption that when the current administration cut federal grants, that meant all grants. This is an opportunity for you to step in, to swoop in, and start applying for these grants, right? So that's opportunity one. Opportunity two is because the federal funding has been decreased, your local and corporate and family foundations are increasing their funding to help fill in the gaps. Another opportunity for you. Now is the time for you to actually be applying for grant money, even more so than before. So what I don't want you to do is pass up this opportunity. You need to be applying for grants. Now, let me show you how you get around the DEI situation. All right. We know DEI is what? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. But we also know that it means communities of color, it means women, it means the disabled, it means veterans, right? So there are some foundations that need to tweak their language so that they don't get the wrath of what's going on in the White House. So they can't any longer say they give grants to women or they give grants to Black populations. But here's the workaround. You're going to focus on describing the conditions and the outcomes and the barriers that your program has if you serve a community that's included in DEI, communities of color, African American communities, women, right? So here's what you do. You don't change who you serve. You tweak the language to describe who you serve, because at the end of the day, your goal is to get the grant money, even if you have to tweak that language. But here's the good news. There are some foundations like the Kellogg Foundation and the Ford Foundation. They haven't changed a word, right? Because for decades, The DEI community has been their community. This is where they give funding. When it was, even before it was popular to give money to Black organizations or to women organizations, right? We're talking about organizations that are 100 years old. So just so you know, you may not always have to tweak your language, because there are some organizations that are still proudly saying they give in the area of racial equity or for women. But a lot of the newer organizations like Google and Apple and Delta and Costco, they absolutely believe in DEI. But what they're doing is changing the language on their website so that, again, they don't get the wrath of the White House. But they're not changing who they give money to. You don't change who you serve. You may have to tweak the language a bit. All right. And this is what you're going to do. So let's say your program serves Black boys. That's what your program does. Our program offers youth development opportunities for Black boys. You're going to tweak the language if you have to say we provide youth development for historically underserved and underrepresented boys. People know what that means. Serving boys disproportionately impacted by economic and educational inequities. Supporting boys from communities designated as high need or underrepresented in STEM. Do you see what I'm doing here? You don't change who you serve. You take out the word Black, you take out the racial identity, and you talk about the condition, right, that you are serving. This is very important. All right. Same for women. Let's say you have an LLC and you provide employment and career coaching for women. That's what you do. You don't change who you serve. You tweak that language. Now you're saying our program offers workforce development support for those facing systemic barriers to career advancement. Women, right? Providing career development services tailored to those who experience unique workforce challenges due to caregiving responsibilities, wage gaps, and systemic inequities. Who are we talking about? Women. We call it Quiet DEI. You tweak that language so that you can get the grant. You don't change who you serve. Let me know if everyone understands this. Give me a guess, because this is very important to you getting grant money in 2025. All right, we got it. We got it. All right. All right. Now we can go back to talking about grants. Now, what do you need to know? Grants are not paid back. Now, there are nonprofits with me. Get your 501c3. That's going to be a requirement. Don't give these foundations a reason to deny you. So get your 501c3. That's your tax exempt charitable organization designation. Now, this is only for nonprofits. Now, the good news is that it's taking 6 to 8 weeks. It used to take 6 months, right? So get your 501c3. This is important because a lot of these foundations are mandated by their board of directors that they can only give their grant money to nonprofits with a 501c3. If you have not completed your application, check the link in the chat. Be sure you are checking the chat, because there are going to be some very important links dropped in the chat. Now, from this point forward, I'm talking to everybody. Nonprofits, small businesses, especially with this next slide. You all need to see this slide. This is U.S. grant annual funding from foundation and corporations and bequest. $189 billion in 2023. Billion would it be? This number will increase when the 2024 numbers are done. Do you see federal money anywhere on this slide? No. Somebody's going to get $189 billion. Some organizations are going to get this money. Why not you? Organizations that know and understand this money is still available will get this money. And now that you know this money is still available, I expect you to go after it, right? But look at this number, 189 billion. I don't want you to be intimidated. I don't want you to be thinking, oh, Linda, that's just too much money. I'll never be able to get any of it. No, I want you to focus on what you need. All right. Because at the end of the day, you know what you need. You just need a little bit, right? A little bit of 189 billion. So I want everybody right now to put into this chat. I want you to write this out, right? Get it from up here into these fingers into your keyboard. I just need a little bit. Everybody right now. Everybody into the chat. I just need a little bit. I want you to focus on what it is that you need and not this huge number, right? Love the number because it's big. It means a lot of people are going to get grant money. That's what I'm talking about. Carissa, Dana, Annie, do you need all of the money? Georgia, do you need all $189 billion? Serena, will you take a slice of the pie? Ashley, will you just take a slice? Or do you need all $189 billion? Couture says, look, I just need my cut. All right, look, claim what you need. Excuse me, I have no problem with you claiming what you need, right? But just understand, you just need a little bit of this amount. Georgia says, I'll take a slice. Georgia, I think I'll take the crumbs. I'll take the crumbs that fall from 189 billion. All right. Carissa says, all that's what I'm talking about, Carissa. All she needs is a taste. That's what I'm talking, a taste of $189 billion. I'm here to show you how to get it. But be encouraged. Be encouraged and understand this grant money is available as we speak. All right. But first, I need for you to become grant ready. This is why a lot of organizations don't get grants. You can't just look at an application and download it and say, oh, I'm going to complete it and send it off. You'll get a rejection letter. Get grant ready, right? Now, I'm going to be giving you like nice cups of tea all afternoon. This is the first cup. It is called Grammarly. If you use Grammarly, give yourself some love in the chat. What is it? It is a free software editing tool. It is an editing tool. It will literally self-correct as you write. Why is this important? Because I do not want you submitting grant applications full of grammatical errors. It is very easy to do. Does it matter how many degrees you have behind your name? It doesn't matter how many letters. It doesn't matter. I am a professional grant writer, a professional editor, and a professional writer. I wouldn't write without Grammarly, right? So who is using Grammarly? Let me know in the chat. Serena does. Serena does. Kaja says it saves lives. Yes, yes, it does, right? I mean, seriously. Melissa is using it. Yes, 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 yes. Georgia is using it. People download it and download this article here. Improve writing skills dramatically by doing these 15 things. It will help you become a better writer. I just want you to get those writing skills up to speed, and Grammarly literally will do it for you. Literally will do it for you. And plus it has AI built into it. So it's extra. All right. How else do you become grant ready? You get your documents in order. Do you have your EIN, nonprofits? Do you have your 501c3? Small businesses, are you a legitimate organization? Do you have your articles? Do you have your state certification? Because in some states, you need this state certification. It's called a business license. In Ohio, you need one. In Florida, in Georgia, in Wyoming, you don't. Depends on what state you live in. Check with your Secretary of State to find out whether or not you need a business license. All right. Nonprofits, it is mandated. It is a requirement that you have a board of directors. So get your list together. For profits, if you have a board, great, get your list together. Also, letters of support. You need to be asking those who know of your work to get you a letter. It could come from your vendor, your church, your pastor. If you know politicians and the mayor, drop those names, have them write you letters of support. This is going to strengthen your grant application. Next, you absolutely need those financial documents. Now, all of you need an operating budget, even if you have not opened, because this budget is going to be an estimate of how much money you believe you will need to operate your organization over the course of a year. And yes, you can estimate, because you must know approximately how much money it's going to take. And from that amount of money, you decide how much grant money you need. So you all need this operating budget, but don't let this scare you. There are templates online, free templates, all right? If you are currently operating, you need your financial documents, your balance sheet and your profit and loss statement. Got that? Your balance sheet and your profit and loss statement. You need your financial documents, all right? This is how you become grant ready. Now you're ready to apply for grants, all right? Because you're going to need all of these documents when you apply. Got it? Now, I'm going to go through the typical components of a grant application and give you best practices. The mission statement is everything. It is everything. And you small businesses, You absolutely need a mission statement, because guess what? Your mission statement is going to lead you to the organizations that want to give you grant money. Why? Because you're going to align your mission to their mission. So if you're like laser focused on K through 12 education, you're not going to go to a foundation that's only giving money to veterans. Align your mission, and no, you don't change your mission based on what organization you're seeking money from. Your mission statement doesn't change. It defines who you are and what you do, your aims and your goals. So if you don't have a mission statement, homework 101. This is absolutely, excuse me, how you are going to separate yourself from the pack. It is how you describe your organization, because I want you all to think about one word: impact. And let me tell you, grant writing changed about a year ago. The whole grant industry changed a year ago, because now foundations are super focused on impact and missions. No longer is it good enough to say, oh, I want to save the world with my nonprofit. I just want to do good. No, foundations need proof that you're doing good, or proof that you're going to do good. So it's all about using impact with real numbers. So let's say you have a homeless ministry. How many homeless people do you place in shelters a year? Let's say you have a restaurant, you have a LLC. How many people do you serve a year? Do you have any community organizations affiliated with your restaurant? If so, how many people do you impact? Maybe you have an online coaching business. You're an LLC, you coach women in career development. How many women have you led to their future careers, right? Maybe you haven't opened. Now you're going to talk about what you hope your impact will be. Maybe you have a tutoring organization. You want to tutor middle school kids in math. You can write in the application, I expect my impact will be that once they complete my tutoring program, they will increase their math scores by 5%. So it doesn't matter if you are open or opening. You have to write about impact using real numbers. All right, got that? Got that? Make sure you are placing projected outcomes. Absolutely. That's it exactly. All right. At the end of the day, doesn't matter your industry. It doesn't matter if you are a nonprofit or for-profit. You must write this application as if you are solving a problem or addressing an issue. Doesn't matter what you do. Let's take the example of a bakery. A bakery wants to locate downtown. She needs a $20,000 grant. You might be thinking, what is the issue that she's solving? She's making cakes all day. Maybe she decided to open up a vegan bakery because vegans don't have a lot of great places to buy baked goods. She's solving their problem. Or maybe it's economic development because she's moving in an underrepresented community that needs the revitalization. So maybe that's the issue that she's addressing, is community development, right? So you have to write as if you are solving a problem, because whatever that issue is that you are addressing is going to lead you to the foundation that wants to give you money. You want to know why? Because they're giving money to organizations addressing the same issue. That's why you have to align what you're doing to where they're funding. That's why you have to know where they give and how they give. How do you find it out? You go to their websites. The problem is 90% of foundations don't even have a website. So sometimes you have to be pretty creative in getting information about these foundations, but most of the major ones do. All right. Now, next, target population. This is where some of you get into trouble because you cannot help everyone. I'm a coach. I've been a business coach for 16 years. I coach for the Women's Business Center that's funded by the SBA, a Small Business Administration. When I ask, like, who is it that you are helping? Too often I get, Linda, I help everybody. If they come my way, I help them. This is how you get burnt out. You should have one, maybe two target populations, one, maybe two. Even if you have that restaurant, maybe it's a soul food restaurant, so that's your target population. Or maybe it's people that live within a mile radius of your store, right? One, maybe two target populations, because you have to keep saying to yourself, I can't help everyone. I cannot help everyone. You have to ask, who would best be served by your program or your project or your service. But at the end of the day, be excited. Be excited about writing these grant applications, because this is your chance to tell your story to someone who really wants to hear it, because foundations love to hear these stories. They love to hear how organizations like yours have achieved different outcomes, have maybe changed lives. And you all should be placing your stories on your websites, even through testimonials. Look, if you are currently operating, you have your clients talking to their cell phones and give you a 30-second testimonial. Goes on the homepage of your website. And yes, foundations will absolutely go to your website to check you out, but don't ever let that be a deterrent. Right now, I think Hello Alice is offering websites for $59, right? So don't ever let that be a reason why you don't have a website. They're super easy, and they're templates now. They're literally templates. So keep that in mind. All right. Now, this is important. Are you asking for operating grant money or program project grant money? You have to decide. You have to decide. That's right, Kaja. People relate to stories and not numbers. You have to do both. But to pique their interest, they want to know about a story, right? They want to know how people have been affected. So you're absolutely right. But they also want to know the numbers, because they want to know how many people you've affected. So you've got to do both. You got to tell that story using numbers. All right. Now, operating grant money, we love to get, because operating grant money, you get to decide where to put that grant funding towards IT, your staff, your salaries, your lease, right? Creating that website. Only about 32% of organizations give general operating support. Most grant money goes to a particular program or project. So let's say you have that restaurant, maybe you want to start a delivery service. That could be a particular program. All right. Now, this is what you must know. Always apply to multiple foundations. This is not a one and done industry. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Let me know in the chat, why do you think you must apply to multiple foundations? Why do you think that's important, that you must apply to multiple foundations? Let me know in the chat why you think that is absolutely critical. Let me know in the chat. Let me know, and you increase your chances. You increase your, absolutely, Yasmin, Relisa, one may be interested, another may not, right? Andrea, raises your chances of getting grants, all correct. Kaja, increases visibility. That's true too. Increases visibility, because even if you get that rejection letter, that foundation now knows about you. All right. We'll talk later about what happens if you get a rejection letter. All right. There's another reason. Grants are not guaranteed. Do not let anybody tell you they can guarantee you grant money. If somebody's saying that to you, I need for you to do one of those military turns and run in the other direction, because you're about to be scammed. I hear horror stories every day about people being scammed. No such thing as guaranteed grant money. So you have to apply to multiple foundations. Okay, got it? And community partnerships, I cannot overstate the importance of each and every one of you having partnerships throughout the community. You're going to answer this question on the grant application. You want to answer it well, because it's going to be there. Let's say you have an accounting firm. We're still in tax season. You give a free tax talk, 1 hour a month at your local library. I think libraries are phenomenal community partnerships, very, very much underutilized. They're going to promote you. You know, they have everybody's email address. What does it have to do with a grant application? You list that library as a community partner, but also it will increase your level of visibility. You want to be visible in your community, because foundations are always looking and seeking who's doing what. Where can I give this grant money to? Who is doing what? So you increase your level of visibility, and you do it by partnering with very well-respected organizations, whether they're universities or the YWCA, other women's businesses. And you answer this question on the grant. Now, you can list the organizations. Even if you don't have the partnership yet, you can say that these are the partnerships I'm going to pursue. Let me make this crystal clear. Let's say a young lady has a re-entry program, right? She wants to make sure that ex-offenders become successful members of society. Now, she has to interview the people who are in jail right before they are released to make sure they qualify her for her program. I want to know in the chat from all of you, who should she be partnering with in her community? She has a reentry program. It's an ex-offender program. She wants to make sure that once ex-offenders get back into society, that they become successful members of the community. She has to interview them while they're in jail, make sure they qualify for her program. Who should be her community partners? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Who should she be partnering with? The parole board. Yes, Kaja, second chance organizations, right? Because there are some companies that will hire ex-offenders to give them a second chance, right? Mental health organizations, right? Kaja, absolutely. Make sure they get counseling. They need insurance, right? Stacy, other businesses that could maybe hire them, right? Serena, the parole board, right? Again, local businesses, Verlissa, right? Cassandra, yes, there are many organizations that have second chance programs. And absolutely, Teresa, the housing authority, they need somewhere to live, right? Addiction centers, maybe they have a drug problem. You see how easy it was for us to come up with what? 10? We probably 12? Kaja, homeless shelters, right? Churches, Georgia, because some churches have ex-offender programs. This is not difficult. This is your homework. Each and every one of you, I need you to name 5 organizations that you are going to partner with in your community based on your organization. That's your homework. That's your homework. Name 5. You see how this works? And these organizations that you partner with, a lot of the time, they know where the money is. They know where to refer you to get grants, because many of them also get grants. These connections become critical for your success at getting grant money. All right, now, you also have to write your goals, because if you're getting grant money, the foundation wants to know, well, how do you know if you've been successful? What are your goals? They have to be SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Now, let's say I have a literacy program because I want to teach kids how to read, but that's not the ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is to reduce the poverty rate in Cleveland. That's the ultimate goal. But even that's not a SMART goal. A SMART goal would say, I want to reduce the poverty rate by 5% in Cleveland for Hispanic children under the age of 5 within a 5-year time frame. Let me know what I did in the chat. How did I change that goal into a SMART goal? Into the chat, what did I do? What did I do in the chat? Let me know how I changed the goal into a SMART goal. What did I do there? What did I do? All right, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Time bound and specific. Yes, I was more specific. What else did I do? More specific. Kaja, drop in what your organization is. If I have a chance, if you're putting down your partners, drop what you do, so at the end I know what you're doing and know how to evaluate the partnerships that you are listing. I made it measurable. I added data and stats. Anytime you want to create a SMART goal, just add data and stats. 5% Hispanic children under the age of 5-year time frame. These metrics allow you to measure your goal to determine whether or not you achieved it. Now we're on to the money. This is how you are going to demonstrate your use of the grant money. You have to itemize these expenses. Like if you need $50,000 for an executive director, you can't just list, I need 50 grand for an ED, and that's it. Is it a contracted person? If so, how many hours will you be paying the person a week? What is their pay rate per hour? How many weeks out of the year? You need supplies. How many do you need? What is the cost of one supply? And how much does all of your supplies cost? And who's using the supplies? Your description of how you're using the grant money goes into the budget narrative. The numbers go into the budget, usually an Excel file. All right. Now, this is a slide here. If you don't take anything else away from this webinar, this is it. Now you're going to get a replay, but if you need to do a screenshot, you do whatever you need to do, because this slide is as important as anything you will ever write in the grant application. You need to meet with the foundation first before you submit the application. You need to build a relationship. Grant money is all about relationships. And you need to attend this meeting, right? Because they want to meet with you. They're considering giving you their grant money. You want to meet with them. You're trying to get their grant funding. And in this meeting, they will give you insight into that grant that is not on their website. So this becomes critical that you meet with this foundation first. Now, some of you are like, oh, Linda, this sounds good, but I don't have time for this. I don't have time to write these grants. Remember what I said to you at the beginning, that some of these grants are 2 and 3 pages? That's accurate. That's true. So I have a question for you, and I would like an answer in the chat from all of you into the chat. Do you have time to get free money? Does anybody have time to get free money? I don't know if anybody has time to get free money. Let me see in the chat if anybody has time to get free. Oh, I see yes. I see yes, yes. I see absolutely. I see of course. I see I do. I see yes. I see I will make time. I don't know how else to get it. So yes. So it sounds like you got time to get this free money. It sounds like 2 is light work. We had a 10-pager for federal. If you had a 10-pager for a federal grant, you were lucky, Kaja. If you wrote a 10-page, if that federal grant was only 10 pages, trust me, that was light work, because I've had to submit 100 and 150-page grant applications for the federal government. All right. So it looks like you've got time to get this free money. All right. So what are you going to do? You're going to set up this relationship, right? Let me go back because I want to make sure you get this. You need to meet with them. How do you meet with them? You send them an email. Send the foundation an email. In the email, you describe your organization. You talk about how you are going to align with them. How does your mission or your program align with where they're giving money? You are never, ever, ever asking for money in the email. You're asking for a meeting. In the meeting, you ask for your money. Got that? Never ask for money in the email. In the email, ask for the meeting. In the meeting, you ask for the money. Got it? We're on to the grant research. This is how you're going to find your grants. Now, Google is fine, but I want you to use a portal that is dedicated to grants, like the Foundation Directory Online or other words, Candid. They changed their name to Candid, but they still go by the Foundation Directory Online when it comes to their online portal. They don't give a list of grants. They give a list of grant funders. So they're going to give you the organizations that provide grants based on what you input. Let's say you're in Detroit, you have a program where you help veterans to get into transitional housing. Input that into FDO, press a button. It will give you a list of organizations that will fund that type of a program. $50 a month to subscribe, or free at your local library. Free access. FDO. Grants.gov. There are still a few federal grants out there. Lilly Foundation, yes, if you are a church or a faith-based organization, there are grants for you. Grant Watch, I love, they're $20 a week. They give you the actual grant information. They give you the synopsis, the contact information, the deadline, a link to the application. $20 a week, or $200 for the entire year. That's their special Grant Watch. Or Grant Station, $200 for the whole year. UrbanAwarenessUSA.org, they're Black owned. They have a lot of free training, right? But they give information on maybe 3 or 4 grants every single week. So sign up to their free newsletter, regardless of your ethnicity, because these grants are not just for Black organizations, they're for any organization. So make sure you sign up. Let me show you how you use Grant Watch really quickly. $20 a week or $200 for the month. I'm sorry, for the year, which is really a steal, right? In the middle, check, are you a nonprofit or a business? Then you start completing the filters. Where are you located? What is your location, right? What is your area of interest? Who is your target population? You complete this section, and then you press a button. It will give you a list of grants. Now, let me say something to all of you about location, because I think most of you are leaving money on the table. Do you know that it's easier for you to meet with your local community foundation and get money locally? It's easier for you to get money locally, right? Don't be seduced by these $3 million federal grants. Now, don't disregard the national grants, because a grant could be headquartered in Texas and give you money here in Tennessee. So local and national. And for my international friends, this is for you as well. This is how you search for international grants. You could live here in the United States, serve a population in Belize or Kenya, and still get grants. You could live in Belize and serve a population in Belize. This is not just for United States organizations. When you do these searches, they have international grants. All right. Now, really quickly, I'm going to go through this list. HelloAlice.com. Right now, they have a food and beverage grant. This site is particularly for small businesses. All right. Do you have a brick and mortar? Do you have like a physical location? The Main Street grant is going to open, and Wish.com has a grant for those with a physical location. Amber Grants for Women, they give away $30,000 every single month. They break it down: $10,000 general grant, $10,000 for startups, and then $10,000 for a particular industry. And they just switched this over. So I think in April, it's health and fitness. So if you have a health and fitness organization, you're a small business, Amber Grants for Women. Do you need a larger amount of money? Maybe you need an angel investor. A young lady was with me yesterday. She needed $22 million, right? So we're looking for many different resources. But angels.com, 37angels.com, they give up to $150,000, and they only give to women's businesses, right? I Fund Women, they have a lot of grants for international organizations. Are you a startup? Sky's the limit. Maybe you're just super small. Maybe you're one of those solopreneurs. You're thinking, Linda, this is not for me. I'm too small. Yes, it is for you. Solopreneurs get grants, right? Amarillo, they're a great example. They're in Texas. They only give money to super small organizations. Or you might be saying, Linda, I don't think this is for me. I don't have some huge organizational chart. I don't even have paid staff. I don't even pay myself. You can still get grant money. There are grants for all volunteer organizations. All volunteer organizations. You need to be focusing on impact, rather how many people you have in your payroll. Impact. All right. Now, really quickly, let me know in the chat, what is like the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about banks and money? Banks and money. Quickly into the chat. Like, what is the first thing that you think about when you think about banks and money? Banks and debt, interest rates, loans. Did you know that banks are some of the largest providers of grant money in the United States? I'm in Ohio. One of the largest foundations in Ohio belongs to the Key Bank Foundation. I'm giving you 4 hot leads: Bank of America, Wells Fargo, TD Banks, and Truist. They all have grant applications open as we speak. And yes, you need to meet with them. All right. But I'm letting you know that beyond the federal grants, there are thousands of grants available, right? Many of them coming from banks. Like who knew, right? Banks provide hundreds of millions of dollars in grant money every year. Now, if you're using ChatGPT, you're using AI, great. But here's a caveat. Please use it as a tool. It's not going to be a replacement for you being able to understand and write the basics of your grant application. It can re-edit, it can retool, it can research, but you need to feed it information about your organization. That's why you've got to be able to write at least the basics about your organization. Then you feed it into AI. You let it perfect or rewrite that copy. There's no magic button that you push and poof, there's a magical grant application. That's not how AI works. So use it. It's here. It's not coming. It's here. I use it every day. All right. Just be careful and use it as a tool, but you have to understand how to write. Just the basics. Your mission, your need statement, your impact statement, your about your project or your service, your budgets. And that's where my bonus surprise comes in because I'm going to teach you how to do it. I have a grant writing course that will teach you how to create the basics of your organization so that you can start not just writing a bunch of grants, but actually winning. And the coaching that I provide is the difference. I talked before about being in a community so that you get the help that you need, so that you're not wasting time. Time is money, people. A lot of you have wasted time because you haven't known where to look, how to create that application. You're sending it to the wrong foundation, right? You don't know how to meet with the organization, or when you meet with them, you don't know what to say. There is a process to winning. I've learned that after having won $17 million. There's a process. And I have created something that will help get you there. All right. So it's going to teach you how to write every part of this grant narrative. It will teach you how to conduct the grant research, right? But here's where my coaching, I'm going to be your grant coach, makes the difference. Because let's say you set up that meeting with the foundation. Do you know what to say? Do you know what to ask them? Do you know what to listen for? Do you know what to bring to the meeting? Do you know what questions to ask? The course will teach you how to write your budget. Do you know how much to ask for? Do you know whether or not you should be asking for foundation operations money or foundation program project money, right? Do you not even know how to create the budget that will allow you to utilize the money and how much you really should be asking for? Because some organizations do not tell you the amount of the grant. They do not tell you the amount of the grant. You have to let them know what you're asking for, but you need to know exactly what to ask them for. The course is 12 modules, 35 lessons, 30 videos. This is not some YouTube video course setup. This is 35 lessons, 30 videos, but it's step by step. It literally makes it easy. This is why the course is important, because over the past 17 years, I've been asked to build grant applications, meaning creating the grant questions. Those questions I have utilized in this course. So when you're taking my course, as you are answering my questions, going from lesson to lesson, you're literally answering the questions that you would see in a grant application. That's why this makes it easier and quicker, because you're doing the heavy lifting here. But guess what? You're doing it in a community of support, because I have a Facebook group that you're going to go to anytime you have a question. You go to that Facebook group, you get a real answer, right? From a real person, not a bot. Everything's self-paced. Go at your own pace. So when you are done with my course, you have a grant template. You're using that template to apply to grant after grant after grant. But now you have a phenomenal template because you've answered the questions that I already know are going to be on most of these grant applications, right? Because I've helped to write many of them. All right. And yes, you get grant examples so that you see how the grant application looks. And I include complete grant applications, not just different components, but you also have different components. And of course, I have course bonuses for you because you need help right now. You have a list of 600 funders, 600 organizations that provide grants across industries. And I talked about the private Facebook group. That is your lifeline. It is incredible. The students are amazing. There's no competition. Guess what? The students drop more grants than I do. And there are hundreds and hundreds of grants in the Facebook group, grants that have just released. We only include the latest grants in the Facebook group, just released grants. And the students are dropping as many as I am because every student wants every other student to win this money. And then because I need for you to get this money, I don't want you just writing a bunch of grants. I need you winning grants. You have an hour of monthly group coaching. The last session was yesterday. Now I say it's an hour. We've not met for an hour, I think, since I started. In reality, we're there a couple of hours, at least 2 hours, because I stay until all of the questions are answered, like I'm going to do today. That's live with me, right? Group coaching every month. Not one and done, that's every month. Now, this is very important that you see the value of the course. This is not what you're paying. The actual price is a giveaway price, right? But this is what it's worth because it's literally on a university level, only it's step by step, and it's easier. The 12 modules and 35 lessons worth $3,549. I've had my course audited 3 times. I want to make sure I'm giving you what you need. The videos are worth $5.99. The funding list, $4.99. The workbooks, planners, grant trackers, $350. This is what I want you to see now. People who know me know this is how I serve this community. Now, my coaches have implored me to please charge $2,000 for your course, Linda. And I know that's what I should be charging, but I will not do it because I will not let this course be a barrier to you getting grant money. There have been too many barriers put in front of you as women leaders. I'm just not going to be another one of them. I want to make this super affordable so that you can get into this community and let me help you get grant money. So the course has an audited value of $5,000. The regular price is $997. I keep it at $497 so that people can afford it. People are so happy to pay $497, but guess what? You came onto the webinar, and I know you could have been somewhere else at noon, right? Yes. So you get an extra $200 off of the $497. That's why I call it a giveaway price. It's $297. That's it. That's not every month. That's one payment, one and done, for an audited $5,000 course, because this is how I serve my community. Now, yes, I have services that are far more expensive, but this I know can help more organizations. So I really try to keep it low. Just keep in mind, though, you've got 3 days to get the $297. I can't keep this course at $297, right? Even I can't keep it at $297. But you've got 3 days to get it at $297. Use this code APR29. And if you need extra help, you can get extra help. You can pay over 2 months, $175 a month for 2 months. Put a T on the end of the code, APR29T, T like 2 months. You read right at the bottom, the course never expires. Never expires. Yes, you have it forever because I'm here to help. All right? This is everything you get, the entire course. The Facebook group, which, oh my goodness, you need to be in the Facebook group. I have templates. Remember I said you need to meet with the foundation first? I have an email template. All you do is just plug and play. You just copy and paste your information right into the template, send the email. You want to create a partnership? I have a partnership template. You need financial documents? I have templates. You need a template for the entire grant application? I have one of those too. You go into the Facebook group, I have a file system. Maybe you want someone to just, on a volunteer basis, has to be on a volunteer basis. Maybe you just want somebody to take a look at the first couple of pages to your grant application. Come into the group, ask. I have professional grant writers in the group. I have people who have doctorates in English education. Come into the group and ask for, on a volunteer basis, with someone just take a look. The Facebook group is everything. All of this is free, by the way. You're not paying anything extra. You're just paying $297. The coaching, everything is tax deductible. Please write the course off. I'm trying to make it easy. Write the entire course off, and you even get a certificate of completion. And yes, it's self-paced. There's no expiration date. The last thing I'm going to do is put more pressure on you. I want you to move through at your pace. All right. So if you want the course, the link is in the chat. You want to buy the course, the link is in the chat. Remember I talked about AI? I'm throwing this one in because I need for you to be successful at writing these grants. Now that you know they are available. I wrote an AI grant guide. It's an intro to AI. 10 steps to easier and faster grant writing. Actually includes a video tutorial. It's $200. You get it free. You get it free along with the $297 course because I want you to learn AI. It's only going to help you. And those of you who are saying like, I don't have time, this completely eliminates that because AI can help you write so much quicker, so much faster. All right. You want to buy the course, it's $297. Hit the link, hit purchase now, the $497, hit purchase now. You'll see this page here. Whatever you do, don't forget to input your coupon. Hit have a coupon. You have one. Most people don't. And you have a huge coupon because yours is taking $200 off of the $497. Brings it down to $297. You see this little block here. If you want a deep dive session with me, a private VIP session, one-on-one coaching for 1 hour, it's the Ask the Expert private grant coaching, you and me. Before we even talk about grants, I'm doing a deep dive into your organization. I'm finding out about your mission, your vision, your infrastructure, your target population, and your service or your program. And then you leave with a little list of local and national grants. Is $495. You get the session notes and you get the video. The only time you'll see it for $195 is you must buy it with the course. You buy it separately, is $495. You buy it with the course, is $195. You just check the little box. It's already discounted. All right, you add it to the $297. Now, we're trying to make it easy. We have buy now, pay later, Affirm, Afterpay, Klarna. 4 months, same as cash. I said I was trying to, I'm here to help you. You know what that means? 4 months, same as cash. That's $75 a month, people. $75 a month for 4 months for a $5,000 course. You want the 4 months, same as cash? Click through, put in your coupon, right? It's $297. You can click the Ask the Expert box if you want. If you don't, that's fine. But now you're clicking the payment boxes until you see Klarna or Afterpay, right? You may have to hit like pay another way until you get to the 4-month payment box. But we also accept credit card or bank withdrawal form or cash out, Google Pay, PayPal. But if you just literally want to make $75 a month payments, interest free, you can go through Afterpay or Klarna or Affirm, right? We're just trying to remove these barriers so that you can finally start winning grant money the right way, because you'll understand how, and I'll coach you through it. All right. All right. Now, if you want to pay us twice, you can. We do have our own little 2-month payment plan. Hit 2 times $275, input your coupon. There's a separate coupon for that. Remember the one with the little T, APR 290, and put your coupon. You're paying $175 now and $175 next month. All right. And yes, you can still add your 1 hour private session with me. That's optional, by the way. You don't have to add that. I want you to look at this slide now. This is Whitney. Whitney didn't think she was going to get any grants. Whitney did exactly what I'm asking you to do. Think about the ROI. Less than $300 she paid for the course. She now has $200,000. $40,000 from the Southern Power Fund. That's a utility company. And if any of you have large utility companies, most of them will have a foundation, but they fly under the radar screen. That's a clue for you. Then she went National Birth Equity Collaborative. She has a doula organization. Kanisha won $100,000 not even 3 months ago. A couple of weeks ago, I don't think it was 2 weeks ago, I think it was last week, early last week, Kimberly, $84,000. Now, all they did was buy the course, right? Less than $300. Kimberly has $84,000. Cherie has $11,000. That was an increase from last year. This was her second grant. She got $10,000 last year. This is a clue to all of you. Once you win the grant, you always ask for more money the next year. Always. I'm going to take a sip. Here's an LLC. That is a massage company, ladies. A massage company, they get $20,000. These are all students. Alicia, $40,000. All students. Christina has an online educational consulting firm. She had never written a grant before. Most of these people had never written grants before. Didn't know how, didn't know where to go, didn't know where to find the grants. The course and the coaching covers it all. She said I would not even have the confidence to follow through on applying for grants if it wasn't for the grant writing course. Won $10,000. Emily won the LegalZoom grant, $10,000. Quenisha won a $750 grant. I list her because that Walmart grant is elusive. She got it. She bought the one-on-one. She got the grant. Now, it's go time. That's it for the presentation. I'm done. It's go time. It's go time, right? You have 3 days. You have until Friday to get the discount. I'm going to do the Q&A, but before I do the Q&A, before anybody leaves, there's something I need for you to do for you, not for me. You do this for you. You have an opportunity that you didn't even have before this craziness started with the cutting of the federal funding, because people are assuming there are no grants. You literally have an opportunity that you didn't even have last year. It means there's a little less competition for some of these grants. Please move, please act. Even if you don't have your 501c3, please move and please act, because you should be researching and writing right now while you're waiting for the 501c3 to come through. Let me show you how you place yourself in a position to get grant funding, because as I mentioned, it's more than what you write in the application. There is a process to this. Please be in a community of support if you're going to pursue these grants. Now, I want everybody right now, I believe in manifestation. I want you to get this out of you. I want you to get it from up here through these fingers into this webinar chat. I want you to write right now, all of you, I am ready to get grant money. I am ready to get grant money. I see some great questions that I'm going to get to in the chat. All of you right now, I need for you to write this. I need for you to get it out of here. I believe in manifestation. Manifest it. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Put it into the universe. Serena, Stacy, I'm ready to get grant money. All of you write this down. Get this out. Some of you have been procrastinating. I know you have. Get this out. Georgia, Ashley, I'm ready to get grant money. Like, get this out of you. Like, literally say it. Write it down. It will move you. It will move you to action. Right? Kaja, Ashley, I am ready to get grant money for you. This is your passion. A lot of you have been dreaming about opening up an organization, a nonprofit or a small business. You do not have to do this alone anymore. That's where a lot of the frustration comes. I've been in this business 17 years, a long time. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. All right. And I would be happy to serve as your coach. You come into the Facebook group, you ask your questions or the group coaching call. And by the way, all of the videos from the prior coaching calls are in the Facebook group. The one from yesterday was phenomenal. And by the way, on those group coaching calls, I spend most of my time doing research for the people who answer the questions. So literally, I'm finding grants for them, literally. To be honest with you, that's typically what happens, right? On the group coaching call. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I'm ready to get grant money. Like, it's time. It's time for all of you. All right. You cannot write grants. You cannot win grants if you don't write grants. You cannot win grants if you don't write grants, but please come into a community that is a safe space for you, because there are scammers out here, right? I'm going to go to the Q&A. By the way, ask me the difference between a grant and a sponsorship. You'll want to know. I don't see any questions in the Q&A, but I know there are some in the webinar chat. Give me a chance. I'm going to come down slowly and get to them all. All right, all right, all right. Yes, you write it off. It's 100% tax deductible. If you are a small business, write off the grant. It is a business and an educational expense. If you are a nonprofit, you're tax-free, right? But you list the course as an expense. Even if you buy the one-on-one with me, that's also a business expense. You write it off too. Yes. All right. I've had a license for a while. I was asking for donations. Too much work. End up using my own money. There's a method, Verlissa, to asking for donations. I even have a sponsorship kit in the Facebook group. So if you're going to be asking for donations, get a sponsorship kit. I have an example of one in the Facebook group, right? There is a process. There is a method. And you became frustrated. You said it was too much work. Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. That's why you've got to have a strategy. Create your sponsorship kit and you start sending it out. Have a way. You have to make sure that you provide an easy way for people to give you money. That's why I love websites. You can literally have a little donation button. They can donate just like this, right? Make it easy for people to give to you. Make it easy for people to give to you. All right. And we can help you with that. The young lady that is one of the admins for the Facebook group, she's my web designer. She's been designing websites for 25 years. She'd be more than happy to help any of you. All right. IRS determination letter date is important. Yes. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Other questions? Grammarly is phenomenal. I am a tutor specializing in executive functioning and special needs. I need for you to be more specific than that. What does that mean? Executive functioning. What does that mean? The more specific, let me say this to all of you. The more specific you are, the easier it will be for you to get grant money. The more specific you are as to how you describe what you do, and the more you're able to target who you serve, the easier it will be for you to get grant money. Projected outcomes, yes, that's what you're, as a way to describe your impact, yes. People, you said this before, that's correct. People relate to stories, not numbers. I need you to use both. Tell your story using numbers and people. Oh God, I don't have a website. I'm not open, but have been in this for years. Okay. I hope you buy the course. I hope you buy this course. I hope you buy this course for $297. Even if you have to do the 4 months, same as cash, $75 a month, because we can help you. We can help you. You need a website, but it does not have their templates. They're so easy. HelloAlice.com, they're offering websites for $59. HelloAlice.com, they're offering websites for $59. They're normally $600 to build. All right. All right. Let's see. Do not recreate the wheel. No need to recreate the wheel. That's why you get a beautiful template. That's why when you answer the questions in my course, you will have a template, an in-depth template, so that you can just start applying to grant after grant after grant, because you've done the work in the course, but you've done it with help. So if you have questions, literally in the course, I have built-in discussion starters. So if you're in that lesson, you have a question while you're in the course, online course, everything's online, you ask the question in the discussion starter. It comes directly to me, and I will answer it for you. All right. Because this is about cutting your time. Like we don't have time to sit back and spend weeks and weeks and weeks writing grants. Who has time for that? This is a new day. You can get this done between the course and the AI guide that I'm giving you for free. You can get this done. You get that template done and you start applying for grant after grant, and you set up that meeting, you send that email and set up the meeting. Like you can do this, right? All right, let's see. Kaja Brown Foreman, Heaven Hill, Junior Achievement, AMPET, TBD. All right, let's see. Other questions? I remember I tried once. I need to have the color of the walls. Not sure I know what you're asking. You offer to be a grant application reviewer for a season. So that's one of the services that I offer. I can review grants, right? $1,500 for me to review one grant. All right. But so that's just a la carte. There's another method let me show this to you, because let me show you two other methods that I have that may be better for some of you. I'm going to share my screen again really quickly here. All right. Two offers. So I have a boot camp coming up May 8th and May 9th. Now, this is for people who are ready to go. The last grant boot camp I had one in April. The young lady is already meeting with foundations. The one I had February 27th and 28th, young lady came to the boot camp. She won her first grant 2 weeks ago. Now, keep in mind, this boot camp was February 27th and 28th. It hasn't even been 8 weeks. She won her first grant 2 weeks ago. Yesterday, she announced that she had gotten her second grant, $100,000. She had never written grants before. She came to the boot camp. She had never written grants before. The boot camp is $1,997, or two payments of $1,249. You get $11,000 in value. It's 2 days, you and me, 7 hours a day. Oh, by the time we're done, at the end of that second day, you leave with a completed grant application. You leave with a completed grant template. You leave with your implementation plan, 30, 60, 90 days. You leave knowing how to use AI, because I'm going to teach you how to use AI over the course of the 2 days. You leave with a completed partnership list. You leave with a complete list of local and national grants. You're ready to go. End of day 2, you're ready to go. Keisha Credit, 2 grants now. Her boot camp was 2 weeks, it was 2 months ago. She's gotten 2 grants. Last grant, $100,000. The first grant more than paid for what the value of the course was. It was more than even the value of the course, right? So May 8th and May 9th. And it gives you the accountability. Now, I also have grant coaching, right? I have grant coaching. I'm going to stop sharing. And someone was asking about the reviews. I'm going to do 2 things, because someone's asking how to buy the course. I'm going to do 2 things. First, let me show you how to get the course. Let me make sure I have shared my screen. This is how you buy the course. For those of you asking, hit purchase now. You want to pay the $297, hit purchase now. You will get to this screen here. You have a coupon. Please click have a coupon. Put in your APR 29, hit apply. It will take off the $200. You're now paying $297. You want the private session with me for $195? You got it. If you don't, remove it. Put in your email address, right? And then if you want the 4 months same as cash, just keep clicking until you see these are little payment boxes. Keep clicking like pay another way until you see Affirm and then Klarna or Afterpay, or you can just pay with your credit card. All right. You want the 2-month payment plan. hit 2 times 275. Please input your coupon APR29 with the little T on the end of it now for 2 months. It will take off $100 a month. You're paying $175 a month. Now, quickly, the grant coaching, I want to pull up the grant coaching for those of you who are interested. This will give you the ongoing reviews, right? This will give you the ongoing reviews. Trying to pull this. There we go. I have 2 programs. People buy both. The 3-month program is $19.97. It includes the course, by the way. You don't have to pay separate for the course. It includes the course. 3-month program, we meet 3 times, one-on-one sessions. It includes a complete grant review, right? $19.97. And then I also teach you AI. You get everything you get with the course. You still get the Facebook group. You still get the live group coaching calls, but now you and I are meeting privately, right? So I can help you specifically to make sure you are completing the applications and sending them off. And yes, I'm going to review that application. Some people prefer the 6-month program. It's $37.97 or 3 months worth of payments of $13.99. Both of these include payment plans to make it easier. However, with the 6-month program, not only are we meeting 6 times, I'm reviewing even more of your grant applications. All right. So this is available. Melissa, if you could just drop the link in the chat for those of you who might be interested. All right. I'll drop the coaching link in the chat. Now, let me go back up to, so yes, I do provide ongoing grant reviews. Send me an email. The person that asked me that, send me an email, and then we can certainly chat more about that later. If those 2 programs don't work for you, I can create another custom program where I can review your grant applications on a regular basis. All right. Melissa, if you could drop my email, all of you, please put my email address into your safe senders list or your email contact list. This is important because you will get the email with the replay, and the link if you want to buy the course. Of course, the discount code is good until, what is today? Tuesday. It's good until Friday. You've got 3 days. Before we do anything else right now, we have to stop and give Melissa some love. Melissa bought the course. Melissa was like, wait a minute, I don't want to wait any longer. Like, I'm ready to go. She wanted to invest a little bit into herself and get $5,000 worth of value coaching from me. She's ready to get grants. I need to see some love from Melissa. I need to see some clapping of hands. I need to see some hearts. Melissa, this is what I'm going to do for you, because we had the group coaching call yesterday, and it only comes up monthly. So when you get into the Facebook group, I'm going to ask you a question. This is for anybody that buys the course. I will ask you a question, answer it, and I'm going to help you immediately in the Facebook group. I will respond to your reply and help you immediately. I ask about your organization, and I'm going to give you a few places where to immediately look for grants, right? Because we just had our group coaching yesterday, and I want you to get the help. So I'm going to give you that personal help when you get into the Facebook group. As for anybody else that buys the course, right? All right. All right, let's see. So again, don't let the website stop you. All right, other questions. Let's see. All right. Yes, it's self-paced. It's online. It's a digital course. It's all self-paced. It's $297. Yes, that actually includes everything. It includes the course, the Facebook group, right? The group coaching call. Now, if you want to meet with me privately, that's an additional $195 instead of $495. If you buy it with the course, you only pay the $195 to meet with me. All discount codes are lowercase. Should we choose to start our own grant writing business using your program as our foundation? What tips can you offer about charging clients? Should it be a percentage of the award? What if we do not get the grant? How do we recoup funds then? Oh, perfect question. So, Kamaria, I have professional grant writers in the course because they need to keep their skill set up and need to make sure that they're writing grants the right way. I also have people who have taken the course and they become so proficient at writing grants that they've started their grant writing business. And now they're professional grant writers because they took the course and they absolutely know how to research and write a grant, because there are other factors into getting grants besides the writing. I talked to all of you about one of them, and that's meeting with the foundation. So yes, you absolutely can do that. You absolutely can buy the course and use the course as a basis to start your grant writing business. About charging clients, what you never, ever, ever, ever do is charge based on a percentage of the award. So first of all, I am a professional grant writer, and the people that I work with, the people that I refer clients to, are also professional grant writers. We abide by an ethical code. I belong to the Grant Professional Association. We have a code of ethics. You absolutely positively do not accept a client that is giving you a percentage of the award. What if you don't get the grant? What if you don't get the grant? Grants aren't guaranteed. As professional grant writers, we are always paid up front, whether you get the grant or not, because we have a skill set that we're going to get paid for. So you're always paid up front. Typically, you get a portion once you start writing, and then another portion once you submit the grant application. But there's 3 different areas, right? You can charge based on a stipend, based on an hourly rate, or per grant. And if you buy the course, you come into the course, I can talk to you more about that. Because when you get into the Facebook group, the questions that you ask can be about you starting a grant writing business. Those can be your questions. I'm going to answer them. All right. All right. Let's see. Other questions? I was sitting in front of Walmart. Let me say something to you about the Walmart grant. You know that Walmart gives to churches? Walmart gives, they're one of the largest philanthropic organizations in the world, right? To get the Walmart grant, you have to meet with the Walmart manager. That's your clue. Have to meet with the Walmart manager. All right, let's see. This is a good one. I won't say the name. I'm all over the place mentally on decisions, what it is that I really want to do. I have 3 different ideas. Perfect. Because the one-on-one that people buy, the extra $195, you will leave with perfect clarity, because that's one of the things that will happen. And it happens to people who are entrepreneurs, especially, or you want to start a nonprofit, you got like 20 ideas up here. You have like no idea which one you should be focused on. By the end of that private 1-hour session with me, you will know exactly what you should be focusing on. This happens all the time. It's not unusual. People come into that 1-hour session, they've got 10, sometimes, I'm not kidding, 15 different ideas. You will leave with one. And that is the one that you are going to focus on. And that is the one that you're going to be seeking grants for. So I will help you through all of that indecision, because there's a way in which you decide what you should be doing and where you should be focusing your time and attention. Because what you're not going to do is try to do all of them, right? Because there's only so much energy you have to commit to what you want to do. And I'm talking to all of you right now. There's only so much energy you have. So the more you pile on your plate, the less quality you give each and every program or project or service. That's why you need to focus. That's why I tell you, you need 1, maybe 2 target populations. I said, you can't help everybody. You can't do all these things, right? It dilutes the work, and that's not what you want. All right. I have a sauce and manufacturing business. My business has been stagnant because of health issues. I am not ready to start again. What advice do you have for me? Buy the course. You buy the course, I'd be more than happy to give you direction. I need a lot more information. If you want to buy the one-on-one, we will sit down and I will do a thorough analysis of your organization let you know what you should be doing. This happens quite a bit. So for example, I have inventors, right? I know a lot of people have been in business for 17 years. I know Lisa Askley, she's like the QVC, HSN queen. She's a consultant to Shark Tank. So if you are an inventor and you need to bring your product to market, I will connect you with Lisa. That's what she does. So based on what you do, I may be able to refer you to someone else who can get you to where you need to go. But first, I need to know about your organization and your business, right? So you buy the course. This is why a community of support is required, so that you're not out here trying to do this on your own and wasting more time and talking to people that cannot help you or give you wrong advice or tell you things like, I can guarantee you grant money, or write this grant for me and I will give you a percentage of the grant funding. That you run from that, run from it. All right. That's not how professional grant writers work. Okay. All right. So you've got the grant coaching. If you want the grant coaching ongoing program, that's listed into the chat. The course is less than $300. By the way, everybody that you saw that won the money, like the 84,000 and the 200,000, they just bought the course. The replay you will all get. You will all get the replay. My church has a 501c3. I do community youth gap under their umbrella. Okay. How do I get a grant for my group? Well, you have to apply. What is it that you are providing? What is your program? What is the program that you're providing for youth? That's how you search. That's how you look. And the course will teach you how to do that. But I'm glad that the church has the 501c3, because even churches need the 501c3. Being a church alone is not going to get it. So you've done the right thing in making sure that the church has a 501c3. If you are working under the umbrella of the church, then absolutely you should be pursuing grants. Absolutely, you should be pursuing grants. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're not alone, right? That's what I need for all of you to know about this. You're not alone. All right. You get the help that you need. And I see that a lot because I've been a business coach for 16 years. So I see this a lot. This is what we do, especially entrepreneurs, right? Especially entrepreneurs, but also those that are wanting to create, whether it's a nonprofit or a small business. We have all these ideas. Sometimes we've just got to get clarity, because if we keep trying to do everything, it's like throwing spaghetti against the wall and trying to see what sticks. Inefficient, waste of time. All right. You've got 3 days to get the course and get the discount. You have until Friday. So hopefully I will see you all. I'm going to wrap it up because that's it for the questions. Hopefully I will see you all in the grant writing course in the Facebook group over the course of the next 3 days. You have until Friday. All right. For the next 3 days, you will get the link to buy the code. You will get the replay. Make sure you watch the replay and rewatch the replay if you missed something, but you'll have it. All right. You will have it. So I want to thank you so much for just showing up and getting this information. Melissa, send me an email. So send an email to my email. All right. You can buy the course and the one-on-one on a payment plan. Yes, absolutely. You can do it on the 2-month payment plan, or you can do it on the 4-month payment plan. Absolutely. You can do that. I gave you an example. Let me do this really quickly so that you see exactly. Let's see. I got to go back to, let's see. I have to pull it up first and show you what you need to do. There we go. All right. I'm going to go back. All right. You can buy the course and the coaching on a payment plan. The $497, you're paying $297, right? Have a coupon, input your coupon APR 29. Hit apply. You're paying $297, right? Hit the little block, $195. Now you're at $492. Now, to get the payment plan here, you have to take the 4 months, same as cash. So you're going to click, it's either affirm, keep clicking pay another way until you see a payment plan where affirm pops up. Affirm or Afterpay or Klarna. And you can stretch those payments out over 4 months. And by the way, you still get everything initially. You get everything. You don't wait until you're paid. You get everything immediately, the entire course, even if you take the 4 months same as cash. So you can do that, right? 4 months same as cash. Now, the 2-month payment plan is with us. You hit purchase now and put your coupon. It is APR 29 with a little T. You hit add to order. You see that? So your first payment is $370, and then your next payment next month is the $175, right? So you still get to put it over two months, but you're paying for the $195 up front. That you're paying up front. You're paying that today, $370 today, the private coaching, and 1/2 of the 2-month payment, and then next month you're only paying $175. All right, so that's how you do that. All right, let me just make sure that was it. I believe that was it. All right, so thank you all so much. I look forward to seeing you in the Facebook group, and hopefully you come in and you get the support you need so that you are not just writing grants, but you place yourself in a position to really get the answers that you need. So my name is Linda Peavy. I'm creator of the course Grant Writing for Non-Writers, Keys to Winning Grant Proposals. I want to thank you for hopping on and share this information. I'm on tonight at 7. Can you put the code, rather the link? I'm going to drop the link really quickly into the chat. If you know anyone that wants to join us, there you go. Nope, that's not the right one. That's not the right one, Melissa. This is for women. Grant Writing for Non-Writers.com. Grant Writing for Women. I place it in the chat. If you know anyone that wants to join us tonight at 7, give them this link, and I will see them at 7. Hopefully, I will see you all in the Facebook group because I'm here to help you, right? I'm here to support you. You have the support that you've been looking for. All right, so thank you so much. Have a safe week. God bless you, and be safe. And whatever you do, keep moving. Keep moving. Don't stop, right? You've got to get this done. You've got to get this out. You've got to make this work. So just keep moving. There are people waiting on your talents, right? You need to manifest what's been in you for a long time. All right. All right. Thank you so much. And hopefully I will see you in the group. And let's see, Melissa, I will see you over in the Facebook group. All right. I will see you in the Facebook group. All right. Thank you all. Bye-bye.